And these people carry Yvonne Rust's legacy forward and continue today to contribute to New Zealand's culture and heritage. One friend of hers said to her one day as she was driving along, "Yvonne, you've just run over an island." "Oh," she said, "it was in the way." Yvonne Rust QSM set up the Quarry Arts Centre in Whangarei in 1981. It was set up as an arts resource centre, but also as a place where experimentation could be carried out on natural resources, on the raw materials that were lying around, free for the picking up. Things like flax, clay, bark, stone, timber, sand. She hoped that visitors to the quarry would not only see how artists worked, but exactly what they contributed to society, both culturally and economically. And she set about building a new pottery and a house that was built from earth and recycled materials. Now, Yvonne, at that stage, had been potting for over 25 years, and she knew what you could do with clay. She knew you could build houses from clay. But the local council didn't know. And they were very concerned about this peculiar building going up, made of these really peculiar materials. And so they made her life an absolute misery while she went through this building process. And so that other people wouldn't have to go through the same battles that she had to, Yvonne made sure that an earth building code was developed for New Zealand. And that code is today cited on every single earth building in the country. And there are now very many of them. She also instituted EBANS, the Earth Building Association of New Zealand, and that is today the only owner-builder voice in the country. In the 1990s, early 1990s, Yvonne was living in Opua, and she promised a friend who lived further up north at Whangaroa that she would go down to Auckland Airport and pick up the friend's elderly father. And on the way back, she stopped in at the butcher's in Paihia to pick up a bit of meat. She was very fond of meat. And, well, I have to tell you, she was driving an early 1970s performance-enhanced V6 Ford Falcon, which had the transmission converted to automatic by the previous owner. Now, the previous owner was not a professional, and so there were a couple of little quirks with this car. And one of them was that you could start it in drive. And another one, well, it was more of a fault really, was that every once in a very long while, the accelerator cable sleeve would get hooked up on the engine bulkhead and cause the motor to race at top revs. Extraordinarily dangerous. This day she drives up to the butcher's and she parks with her front wheels to the curb, leaves the car in drive, turns the ignition off, hops into the butcher, picks up some meat. And as I said, she was quite a tall lady, she had sizable feet. And when she got back into the car, she accidentally trod on the accelerator. No, there was no connection with the Eland School of Fine Arts in Auckland, but she studied for her Diploma of Fine Arts, which she got in 1946 at Ireland. She didn't study at Ireland, she studied at the Canterbury College of Arts, which became Ireland.